What is very sad is the way in which Mr. Ocampo has been drawn into this. It is Mr. Museveni who summoned Mr. Ocampo. He said, come here. I've got a job for you to do here. Go investigate what is happening in northern Uganda. I will help you. But make sure you only point in that direction. Don't look in my direction. And Mr. Ocampo complied. I mean, this is public knowledge. Mr. Museveni summoned him at a press conference. Mr. Museveni had boasted how he brought him in, how he told him what to do, and how he won't allow him to do anything else. The ICC is supposed to be a completely independent institution. And I think it risks its reputation. It risks the very foundation of that institution if it begins to play politics with this mandate. And I think the conduct of the Ugandan case raised a lot of questions. And the relationship between Mr. Ocampo and Mr. Museveni is very unfortunate. And the manner in which Mr. Ocampo started the investigation, confined the terms of the investigation, and essentially aligned himself with Mr. Museveni is very, very sad, and I think will not augur well for the future of the ICC. I speak as one who worked very hard for the ICC. I was one of the very, very first to advocate when it wasn't popular. And my delegation to the UN in the early 80s was one of the very first to stick out our neck. It was not popular at that time. It was the middle of the Cold War. So I have been engaged with this from before it was established, and then was involved in the negotiation.
ICC, Criminal Court.
International Criminal Court. And I'm very sad to see the direction in which the court has been turned, and certainly how the Ugandan case has been handled. The court is supposed to operate in a completely politically blind fashion. It should follow evidence wherever the evidence leads, to whichever doors the evidence lead, regardless of the political affiliation of the persons involved, regardless whether they are the most powerful or the most friendless. The investigation should follow the evidence. This has not been the case in Uganda. I've spoken with Mr. Ocampo myself directly, and he cannot answer satisfactorily why, in the case of Uganda, all the investigation, all those indicted have been on the LRA and nothing has touched the Ugandan government. In fact, why in the very process of investigation, there is a kind of symbiotic relationship in the very process of gathering information between the prosecutor's office and the Museveni government. I believe, sadly, that the Ugandan case could turn out to be the Achilles heel of the International Criminal Court, unless a major corrective measure is taken. It's had a false and radically unfortunate start.